movement around the country and the world. Let me tell you a bit of history. It started with an educate. Paano po natin to encourage our learning at home. Now that the pandemic is on, there is no way we can do without seeing each other at home. Ang bahay po natin ay workplace, school, playground, simbahan. Ngayon po, gagawin po natin ang pag-aaral natin na i-cultivate po natin, ituturo po natin, itatanim po natin sa isip ng ating bata at sa atin themselves na kailangan po nasa bahay na magsisimula ang lahat ng pagtuto. I would be inviting you to a game we call Make Connect. Okay, so allow me to read the rules. Game na po tayo, ha? In the rules, it says the words given are related to the answer one way or the other. Pwedeng homonym, synonym, or antonym. Gagamitin po natin yung ating common sense at experience. Siyempre po yung mga mami at saka mga teachers, meron po yung malawak na eksperyensya. Ilalagay lang po natin sa isip natin ang ating pinag-uusapan ngayon ay lahat tungkol sa homeschool, sa pag-learn ng bata at ang buhay natin sa ating tahanan. Do not overthink. Huwag po kayo mag-isip na ano ba yung pinag-aralan ko. Hindi po. Ang importante lang po ay enjoyin po natin ito. No protesting, ang game master po ay ako. So ang answer po nakasulat dito, yun na po ang tamang answer. Just for fun, we'll do it. Are we ready? Okay, try out lang po. Una, it's a hobby. It's creative. A combination of works. Ano po ba ito? Okay, so ano ba yung hobby? These are things that you leisurely do. We do not force ourselves into doing it. This radiates from the creative mind. Ano po ba itong mga ito? Okay, so kasagot na po kayo? Okay, so anyway, let's see the answer. It's arts. It's very important that as preschoolers, our children would want to be attracted to a lot of things like arts. Hindi lang po naman yung mga pagdodrawing, kundi pati po yung pag-create, tulad ng pagtugtog at pag-awit, pagkulay, pag-aayos. Those are still products of arts. Do not stop nor even reprimand your children, especially preschoolers, when they try to create something out of their busy mind. It imbibes in every person na merong creativity. Sasabihin mo, ay, hindi naman ako talaga magaling sa arts, so hindi ako creative. But you are already showing, pag sinabi mo lang na, hindi yata maganda ito, o hindi adapted para sa bata. Dapat mas malambot. Things like that are already indicative of arts. So kailangan po aware tayo na nakikita po natin yan sa ating mga anak. When we see them creating something out of nothing, that is already a sign that they have that value of arts in them. Okay po ba? Meron po bang nakasagot? Ayan, nahihiya po ba tayo mag-type in? Okay, next one. Ito po ay mabilis. Boom, meet. Something like a homonym, a synonym, a sound like, something to that effect. Okay? Answers? Ayan. Okay? Okay, ito po yung usong-uso ngayon. Yan. Okay, let me show them the answer. Zoom. Ngayon po, importante po sa atin na tayo ay natututo. Bilang magulang, kailangan po matuto tayo kasi lahat po ng learning ay dinadaan po sa technicals. So ang usong-uso po ay Zoom. Kaya po, kailangan alam natin yan. Hindi para sa ano paman, kundi because we wanted to be with our children in learning. So how could we not be the one to start doing it. Kailangan po talaga tayo ang magsisimula nun. Okay, so next one. Parang nahihiya po tayo mag-answer. Hate, kiss, love. Okay, meron po bang sumagot? Okay, so ano po ang sagot? Love. We wanted our children to love learning. Gusto natin silang matutong mahalin ang matuto, maging maalam. But we have to show them what love is. We can do this by showing them random acts of loving in the house, at home, among ourselves. When our children start doing things at home, and yun nga katulad kanina dun sa arts, nagsistart sila mag-create. Tapos pagagalitan natin, hindi pa natin alam na it's already a sign that they wanted to learn something out of things that they can do. Kaya po kailangan lovingly, we tell them, ano anak ang gusto mong gawin? Ano gusto mong sabihin? Kanina po, ang nag-prayer po yung apo ko, maaari pong hindi niya masyadong nalinawan. Pero those are simple ways by which we can encourage the children to love, to learn. Matutuhan ang gawain na kailangan nila para magkaroon ng higit na kaalaman. It has to start with something like love. Ako po nung bata ay gusto ko po lagi akong kinikis. Pagka po mataas ang grade ko, kinikis po ako. Kaya po sinabi ko na isa po yan sa mga clue na pwede magsabi ng love. Okay? So next one. Fun, sad, blank, mid. Ano po ba yon? Meron po ba? Okay. Ako yung mga bata, pag tinanong ka niyan, meron kayang nanonood na bata? Okay, pag sinabi nila, pag Sunday, saan ka pupunta? Ay, sa McDonald's. Merong ano dyan? What do you get from McDonald's? Show them the answer, please. Happy. Our children have a different way of expressing happiness. Kaya pag sinabi mo, ano ba ang happy sa'yo? When we get older, iba rin po. To a young mind, pag sinabing happy birthday, nire-relate po nila yan sa mga bagay na kasama kapag may birthday. Kaya ang cake, balloons, what else? Gifts. Yan po mga bagay na nag-i-increase ng likelihood if you wanted them to grow like a plant. So cultivating it would mean we feed them, just like putting mga bagay sa soil para mabuhay ang halaman. So we have to feed them with memories that's fun. And stay away from things that may put them to sadness. I'm not saying hindi dapat maging sad ang bata. No. What I'm trying to emphasize is to let you see the likelihood of increasing children's creativity, children's learning, children's ability to comprehend when they are happy. Negative emotions and negative experiences dampens the emotions, dampens the system, and thus it does not create good in learning. Kaya dapat po happy. Kaya po ginagawa ko pong masaya lang ang ating discussion into cultivating something like learning at home. Sa bahay po, 4 months na po tayo. And we have to make the waking up into something that's happy, into something that's positive, something that's fun. Let's make every morning a good morning and a happy morning for everyone. Next one. Run, jump, play. Ano po ba yung word na very similar or something that would connote to that po? Okay? Na-related po sa learning. Run, jump, play. Okay? Siret na po tayo. Okay? The answer is, I know you have, fun. Not everything that's fun would mean happy for kids or happy for parents. Ako po ay may apo na at may mga anak. Yun pong fun nung bata ang mga anak ko. Parang hindi na fun ngayon sa mga batang apo ko. Dati po ang mga anak ko, kapag po sinabi kong halika, magbabasa tayo at magsusulat. Fun na po yun sa mga anak ko because we will do it all together. But to my grandchildren right now, when I say, come, let's do something, let's write, let's draw. Hindi po fun sa kanila yan. Pero pag naglalaro po kami sa games sa telepono, funny po ang dating sa kanila noon. Kaya may mga pictures po kami na nilalaro po nila yung mga effects at kung ano-ano po yung ginagawa nila. That's fun. But when I look at it in my perspective, oo nga, fun siya, masaya. Pero parang pag ako, sa edad ko, parang hindi na siya ganun ka-fun. But they learn. They learn to do something and to achieve an objective by doing those things and playing it. But they still get to learn. Learning is not just the academics. It's still the skill for them to be attentive, active, focus. That's part of learning. Okay pa po ba tayo? Sige, next one po. Bakit po ba natin gustong encourage ang mga anak natin to have the love for learning? Lalo na po yung mga nag-home study. When I was doing my thesis on parent involvement, I was looking back on how I was bringing up my kids because there are 6 of them and all of them had a different way of being brought up. I had a different way of treating my first 2 kids, my next 2 kids, and my last 2 kids. Iba-iba po kasi silang generation. We have to see and become aware what benefits them to learn, what benefits them to grow. Why? Because we have to develop in them a sense of fulfillment, a sense of knowing, a sense of owning. Kapag po ang bata ay na-encourage mahalin ang pag-aaral, ang kumuha ng kaalaman, sila po mismo ay magkakaroon ng kumpiyansa sa kanilang sarili. Ng believe na kakayanin ko ang anumang dadating sa buhay ko. Hindi po sila mag-aatubili na magkamali kasi alam po nila na sa pagmamahal, kasama din po ang magkaroon ng mistakes. Practical ways to encourage a love of learning in your homeschool. There is only one basic way of encouraging. That is to connect the home to school. Slide, please. Next slide, please. As parents, we have to have a growth mindset into knowing what is needed by our children. Meron po akong parating ginagamit, yung pong brain gym. Kaliwa at kanan po ng ating brain system ay iba-iba po ang mga gamit. So kapag po ang bata, ang na-stimulate lang po ay isang side, hindi po na-stimulate yung kabila, hindi po balansyado. Para din po yan sa atin kapag po tayo nag-exercise, mga teachers, mga mami. Hindi po pwedeng isang side lang po ang ini-exercise natin, na right side lang po ng kamay. Dapat po right and left. So in the same manner, we have to work on that concept, a growth mindset, as parents, as teachers, as guardians, that our children would have a need for that. Next slide, please. Ito pong Big Life Journal, gusto ko lang pong ipaalala sa atin na ang bawat bata ay meron pong buhay. Kaya po ito, inadapt ko po ito sa nakita natin sa mga pabasahin sa internet po, na ang author daw po dapat dito sa Big Life Journal na to ay hindi tayong magulang, kundi ang bata mismo. Allow me to show you one technique that they can use. Okay? This is something that the Big Life Journal has. It's a material. Ginagawa po nila yung most poster. Meron pong mga material na pwede nyo pong i-print. Scroll down, please. Okay. Ang tawag po dyan ay My Confidence. Balik lang konti po. Boosting bodies. We have to boost the morale, the concept of our children for them to be able to know that I really can do it. Okay? Ito po, kaya po ito yung kinuha kong material. So, paki-scroll down lang po para makita po natin. Ito po yung mga example. Ito po ay something na medyo hindi po masyadong local pero adapted po yan para sa ating gamit. Okay? To the end, mga printable po ito, pwede po itong makuha sa internet. Pero, Ma'am Kia, ito po. Meron din po tayong local nito. Okay. Ate Kia. Meron po tayong local nito na ginagawa ding materials. Ate Kia, share po natin. Ayan, magsa-stop share po ako para may papakita po si Ate Kia sa atin. Ayan po. This is something that we have in Vival. Activity sheets, academic books, booklet, supplement, teach at home guide. Bakit po natin kailangan ito? Kasi po, kailangan po natin na meron tayong basis. Naalala niyo po yung tanong ko when we started, sino po ang unang-unang nag-homeschool? Si Jesus Christ po, di po ba? Homeschool po siya talaga. Si Mama Mary po ang nagturo sa kanya ng mga unang gamit ng mga bagay sa buhay. Okay? So is that the end of it, Ate Kia? Okay. Okay, so ayan po. Ayan, Teach at Home Kit. Ayan po, meron din po siyang downloadable. Ayan, nakita po ninyo. Para po local, so alam na alam po natin kung paano natin siya gagamitin sa ating mga anak. Lalo na po ngayon. Meron po yung mga parang test na pwede nyo pong i-try. So, ayan po, sampler. Tinatawag pong sampler. Okay, so may year levels po. Para pong ang pagstay natin sa bahay ay talagang happy kasi may gagawin po tayo. It's very important that during the pandemic, we have a schedule that we do every day. Hindi po yung inaantay na lang po natin yung ano yung lulutuin at ano yung kakainin. Okay, so mag-share screen ulit po. Thank you, Ate Kia. Okay. Okay, so nalaman po natin, okay, na kailangan po natin i-connect ang home at school. Bakit po natin i-connect? Kasi nga po, ginagawa po natin ang mga bagay dahil sa pandemya sa bahay. Mga bagay na hindi dating ginagawa sa bahay. Mga bagay na dating hindi po tayo ang gumagawa. Importante pong ang gagawin po natin ay binibridge. That is exactly the purpose of what we have for homeschooling. That's exactly why we have to cultivate. Kailangan po natin pagyamanin ang anumang meron tayo sa bahay na dati ay ginagawa sa eskwelahan. I'm not saying we are putting an end to bring our children to schooling and education, but rather connecting the gap because of the pandemics. Okay, game po ulit tayo. Okay lang po ba? Okay, So yung 4 peaks po in one word, uso po ito sa mga kabataan, mommy and teachers. I will be showing 4 pictures to form one word. Ready po ba tayo dyan? Magta-type in po tayo ng ating mga sagot. Okay po ba yan? Okay na po? Okay, yan po. The first picture is a lady on the left, upper left. Then a little miniature house. Then a small town. And a clay. What is it? What word can you think of when you see the 4 pictures? Naku, magbibigay ata ako ng premyo para may magsagot. Type in po kayo ng inyong sagot. Good evening po sa lahat. Ayan po. Meron po bang sumagot? Ayan po. Okay. So, ang answer po ay yon. Kaya ko po yan pinapakita because I wanted you to have in your head kung ano po yung role ninyo bilang magulang, bilang teacher. Ngayon, sa panahon na ito, at importante po ito, gusto po ba ninyong matuto? Do you love to learn? Are you modeling a love for learning for your kids? Kung gusto po ninyo silang matuto, kailangan po, kayo rin po ay nagpapakita. Kapag work, dapat po, minomodel po ninyo yung pag-work. Let's face it, our kids imitate us all day long. When I hear my kids talk, I hear phrases I use regularly. Sabi ko nga sa mga anak ko, ay, parang ako yung unang-unang natututong mag-homeschool kasi parang nakikita ko how I spoke to you when you were kids. Because that is exactly how you speak to your kids right now. This is true in homeschooling as well. If your kids see you reading and learning, they will imitate your love for learning. Okay. Next po. Ready na po ulit tayo? Yan. My kids, ito po isang testimony po ito ng isang parent sa nabasa ko po. My kids still tease me about the books I read. Although I was not a reader, growing up, I always enjoy learning. As a child, when we are on vacations, my family knows I want to read every sign at the National Park or Museum. They know I love to learn. Your excitement and love of learning is contagious, nakakahawa po yan. Kaya pag nagbasa po ng dyaryo si Daddy, tinitignan din po ni Baby kung ano yung binabasa. Kaya kinukuha yung area na may comics. Ganyan po kami nung bata kami. Mabenta po sa amin ang dyaryong pira-piraso at iba-ibang parts. That's exactly why newspapers now are on different yung hati. Hindi po siya isang dyaryo lang, katulad nung panahon namin. Okay. Let's see the next one. 4 pictures in one word. Ano po yan? Parang merong nagsasalita sa mikropono, tapos may library, tapos may metro. Tapos may nung nakaganon sa harap ng computer. Okay? Ano daw po? Reading. Diba? Ang sabi po, nung when I was young, lagi po itong sinasabi, when you are good in reading, it can be expected that you will be good in the other aspects of learning. Kapag po magaling kang magkwenta ng math, pero hindi mo po mabasa kung ano ang sinasabi sa math problems, hindi ka rin po magiging very good in math. Kahit ka po magandang mag-drawing, kapag hindi mo po nababasa ang instruction kung paano po gagamitin o gagawin, mahirapan ka po mag-express. It starts with something as basic as reading. Okay? Why am I emphasizing on reading? It is very important, next slide please, that we raise a child who loves to read. Why is this so? Kasi nga sa sinabi ko, pag hindi po makabasa ang bata, napakahirap po mag-aral ng bata. Mahirap po siyang matuto. Allow me to drop some, okay. Reading as a way of cultivating the love to learn. Read to your child from the earliest stage. Ang panganay ko pong anak, nung siya po ay nasa womb, hindi lang po ako nagbabasa. Kahit na po nasa tiyan siya. Kumakanta po at nakikinig po ako ng music at pinaririnig ko po, pinapatong ko po sa tiyan ko. Kaya siya po ay lumaking mahilig sa pagtugtog at pag-awit. My other children, I read to them not only bedtime stories, nagre-read po ako. Meron po akong anak na sa sobrang dalas ko pong basahin yung isang material, bago po siya mag-aral, pumasok sa eskwelahan, memorize na po niya yung libro kahit hindi po niya nababasa. Kaya pagdating po niya sa school, parang natatandaan na po niya kasi yung libro pong binabasa ko ay yung pong librong ginagamit lang din talaga. Okay? Yung pag-visit po sa library ay nagagawa po natin ngayon sa virtual. Para pong yung, dito po ba meron tayong yung sa Webes Santo, Bisita Iglesia. Ito po naman, bisita ng libraries. At napakaganda po kasi nakikita po natin pati ang kulturo ng ibang bansa. Because we can visit the libraries of different countries. And this is already something that your children can see. Ganun pala yun, maganda pala yun, importante pala yun. Huwag po nating pilitin ang mga anak natin magbasa. Meron po akong isang anak, gusto ko siya magbasa. So pag sabing B-A-G, bag, pinipilit ko po siya. Nakakabali po ako ng lapis sa galit po pag hindi po siya nakakabasa. Hindi po pala maganda iyon. Hindi po siya nagiging effective. Kailangan po, hindi po natin pinipilit. That's exactly why even in this webinar, I did not expect everyone to be in the mood to just simply listen. Gusto ko po yung may ginagawa din po kayo. Kaya, join in lang po tayo to participate. Okay? Read to your child as often as possible. Do not stop reading to him once he learns to read. Sabi ko nga po, hanggang na-memorize po ng anak ko yung libro from cover to cover. Okay? Opo, we don't stop reading to him once he learns to read. Ritualize daily reading time. When you ritualize, you started to see that they are imbibing something else. They wanted to listen to what was read. Nagiging ritual eh. Tutulungan din po natin ang mga anak natin to the next level. If you see them read the letters, okay? They read the letters, but they do not read the word as a word. Let them be. Time will come that they would do it with your guidance. Kaya nga po, together niya po gagawin lahat. Kaya nga po sabi, sa homeschooling, you can do it at your own pace. Kung mabagal pong maunawaan ng bata. Because reading will lead to understanding and comprehending. Okay? Help him improve his reading by alternating pages with him. Ibig sabihin, babasahin mo po, tapos siya naman yung babasahin. Try smart comics for reluctant readers. May mga batang ayaw talaga magbasa, kaya ginagawang comics. Kaya po yung kaninang material natin, meron po mga bubbles, nilalagay po yon sa material para mabasa po ng bata. And again, we do not stop reading to our children. Hindi po tayo titigil na nakabasa lang po siya. We go on until the reading becomes a habit. We stop only when they can do it and say, Mama, Mami, Inay, kaya ko na po siyang basahin mag-isa. Remember, we are dealing with preschoolers, and these preschoolers will take time before they can really do something and master it. Mastery of a skill. Reading is a skill, something that they can bring until they get older. Okay? So next slide, please. Another 4 picks in a word. Sagot po tayo. Sisilipin ko po kung nakakasagot po tayo. Okay. Yan po. May ganyan po. May ganyan. Nawakan niya, tapos tumingin. Tapos ganyan. Ito po yung dapat, pag humihinga ka, alam mong mabango ang paligid. You will able to see what's happening. Di po ba tayo, nagbabasa tayo ng news? Binabasa po natin yung mga nasa Facebook. Ano po yung nangyayari ngayon? Ano po ba ito? Itong apat na picture na to, ano po kaya ang sinasabi niya? You open your eyes wide open to what? To become what? Yan. Answer please. Awareness. Ano po ba yung awareness? This is something that we test and find out by using our senses. I think we have next. Okay. Be informed and know what is there. Okay. If I ask you to close your eyes and ask you for 5 things you remember seeing, pero naka-close ngayon yung eyes mo, and then ipaparetell ko sa'yo, ano yung mga nakita mo kanina? 5 things. Would you be able to say what 5 things you have? Because of your being aware? Or pag pinapikit kita, sabihin ko, amuyin mo, huminga ka, maaamoy mo ba sa paligid? Will you be aware that someone is cooking something? Those are signs that a child is ready to learn. They become very aware of their environment. Kaya nalaman nila Mama, bakit ka po nasa bahay? Hindi ka po umaalis. Kasi nga, nung nagkaroon ng COVID, nasa bahay lang tayo. So kapag ang anak niyo po, ang batang kasama niyo po sa bahay, ay nagtatanong, it's a sign na gusto din po niyang matuto ano ang nangyayari sa paligid. Okay? Next slide. Aware din po ba tayo na maaaring meron din pong problema? If you tell me that at the age of 5, you don't see that your child is able to read at hindi niya makita, hindi niya maintindihan, are we even be aware that there may be some problems, a learning disability, or a delay? It's not because we are citing that there are loopholes. We have to be aware that something has to be done to address the issues at hand. In the preschool years, speech delays are much more noticeable than the learning disabilities that may affect a child's effort to read. We may ask our doctors or even teachers and guidance counselors. Kaya lang, dahil ikaw ngayon ang kasama ng bata sa bahay, then dapat aware ka din. Hindi lang po yung bata ang aware ng paligid, pati ang mga magulang. So ikaw kasi ang kasama nila. Dati si teacher ang nagko-complain kung anong dapat gawin. Pero ikaw ngayon ang kasama. So dapat ikaw yung aware. Okay. Another picture. 4 pictures uli. Okay. Jesus. Nagka-clap. Tapos meron ganyan. Tapos may give me 5. Kailan ka ba nag-give me 5 sa anak mo? Ako po, natutuwa po ako sa mga apo ko. Kasi every time nakikita ko po sa kanila, I learn from my grandchildren. I learn from my children. I learn from my grandchildren. This is exactly very good because hindi lang po sila nagbe-benefit sa homeschooling, pati po ako. Lahat po ng apo ko ngayon ay naka-homeschool, pati po yung mga anak ko na nasa school age ay nag-homeschool din po sila ngayon. Okay, what is this? What is this saying? Praise. Okay? Next slide. Praise is something we give to our children. Yung pong batang kaninang nagdasal, she was a bit uncomfortable because she's not feeling well, but I still told her, sige, di bali, nakita mo ba yung dati nagdasal ka? And that's exactly why I place her picture here. Because this picture shows my 2 grandchildren. When they get to be praised, they behave more. Praise increases the likelihood that they do something good, something rewarding. They feel that they own this good movement, this good action, this good behavior out of the praise that you give. If your children hear praises, then that means they are encouraged to learn and to do better. So, lagi po natin silang ipipraise. Good job. Alam niyo po ang sabi sa akin ng apo ko, Mama, Wawa, you're the best. Kahit hindi po ako the best, dahil sinabi po ng apo ko, I believe I am the best. So, ganyan din po tayo sa ating mga anak. Next slide. Yan, naku. I love teddy bears. I love happy times with children. I love the sea. I love the ocean. I love the beach. And I love Coke. Sa bahay po namin, lagi ko sinasabi, ang iinumin nyo lang ay tubig muna. Magko-Coke lang tayo kapag may celebration. Kasi po, ano po ang sagot dito? The 4 pictures connotes and denotes a word that we call happiness. We cultivate the love to learn. If we allow happiness to sprout from inside, from the hearts of our children, from the hearts of every person in the home. Sa bahay, kailangan po lahat masaya. Hindi po ibig sabihin, pagka walang trabaho, hindi na tayo pwedeng maging masaya. Malungkot din po yun kasi little earnings for the house. But your being together is something that you can celebrate about. And that is happiness. These are simple things that I can show you that brings happiness to me po. Family bonding, food of course, this my faith, my religion, family rituals, ang paghiga po sa airbed ay isang happy feeling. Nag-i-imbibe po yan sa kahit po yan sa mga apo. Christmas, special occasions, coffee for some people. Moments with your family and loved ones. Yan po ay happiness. Kailangan po ang mga bata ay may nakikitang panggagalingan po ng kanilang kaligayahan. So sa atin din po manggagaling yun. Kung nakikita po nila tayo ay masaya, sila din po ay magiging masaya. Okay? Kailangan po yan para mag-cultivate ng learning. Katulad din po nung kanina yung word of praise, yung fun, yung love. Okay. So far, okay lang po ba tayong lahat? Sige, next slide. Okay. Ang next po na magkukultivate ng learning sa ating mga bata ay magkaroon po tayo ng healthy lifestyle. Ito po ay mga ideals. Encourage good sleep habits. Children and teenagers need about 8 to 10 hours. Okay, I have something to tell you about this. Ang mga apo ko po ay may high school na po. So hindi po sila masyadong natutulog sa gabi kasi po mas malakas po ang internet sa gabi at doon po sila nakapaglalaro. Gaming and playing allows them to acquire some other skills. It makes them become aware. It makes them become alert. So sa gabi po sila nag-i-internet. So sa umaga po, di sila natutulog. Dahil pandemic po, pwede po yung gawin dahil walang pasok. Kaya lang po sa ating mga magulang, parang sa tingin po natin, hindi po ito tama. Iba na nga po ngayon ang buhay. Sa panahon pong ito, sila po ang makapagsasabi kung anong tama at mali sa kanila dahil sila po ang may katawan. Kasi especially when they become teenagers already, it's a different story for preschoolers. We will tell our children to also have 60 minutes of physical activity each day. Kahit po may sitting down exercises. Kaya nga po sinabi ko yung kanina, yung brain gym. There are sit-down exercises where you improve brain power. We maximize brain power through the brain gym. Sitting exercises po yon. Meron din po silang standing up at meron din po silang high activity exercises. The brain gym is a very good physical activity that you can use na hindi mo naman kailangan lumabas pa ng bahay. Encourage your child to make healthy food choices to fuel your growth and development. A healthy food preparation does not have to be expensive. Alam po natin yan bilang mga magulang, alam po natin yan bilang teacher. Kaya po, di ba yung Nutrition Week, natutuwa po ako pag pumupunta ako sa internet, meron po silang mga Nutrition Week na pinapakita po na yung mga bata po ay nagpapakita ng mga pagkain kinakain na may high nutritious values. Okay? Help your child keep a healthy balance between study, work, and play. This might mean looking at how many nights your child is out doing things, how much downtime she has, or how much she can contribute to family life through chores, and how many family meals you have together and so on. Ngayon po, dahil may pandemya, mapapansin nyo po, karamihan ay 2 beses lang kumakain. Nakakatuwa po, may mga sumasagot po, kaya lang nahuli po sa dami na nag-feed. Ang pagkain po ay nare-reduce po sa 2 lang. Pagising ng tanghalian na, brunch na po, sa pagtulog. Pero lagi po tayong merong mga pamerienda, pasulpot-sulpot. Kaya po importante na balance pa rin po yung diet or balance po yung food na kinakain ninyo kasi importante po yun. Sabi po sa mga nabasa ko na ang mga bagay daw po yung pong nagbibigay ng energy, yung energy food po siya, pero dahil po hindi tayo masyado nag-use up ng energy, nakastore po yung energy sa loob ng katawan natin. Kaya ang sabi niya, ba't ba ang tamad-tamad mo anak, hindi ka man lang mag-move around. The food that they eat should be something that's lighter. Hindi po masyadong mabigat kasi hindi po nila masyadong ginagamit. Well, not unless they do push-ups, they do jumping jacks, they do jumping rope. Kasi nga po, nag-lessen na po. Marami pong nabago sa ating lifestyles. Okay? So yan po, healthy lifestyle po tayo. Kasama din po yan sa pag-cultivate ng ating pag-aaral sa bahay. Ayan. Okay. Na, for pictures ulit. Sabi po ni Ate Kia dito, face the wall ka. Push up. Anong ginawa niya? Ipupul niya yung hair. Tapos kinausap. Ano po kaya itong 4 pictures na to in one word? Ano po kaya ibig sabihin niya? Okay. Ano po yung sagot ninyo? Tingnan nga po natin. Mga teachers, alam na alam po ninyo to. Meron po kayong time para for this. Ano po? Ayan. Naku, sige, bilisan natin. Ano yan? Anong sabi? Anong sabi? Ano? Ang sagot po dyan, wait, punishment. Okay, I can take the answer for punishment, but it's not the right thing that we will focus on. Like I said when we started, we focus on the strength. What we need here is discipline, and punishment is a way of disciplining, but it connotes something negative. Okay, ang gusto ko pong discipline, next slide please, is something that we are advocating. It's positive discipline. You are your child's first and most important teacher. People at home, sino man ang nasa bahay, yayaman ba siya o magulang o kapatid, ate, angke, lola, lolo, kayo po ang unang mga teacher. Ang sabi po, if you could try to understand me rather than try to change me, this parenting thing would be a whole lot easier. Just like also when you are a teacher. Remember, teachers are second parents. So ganyan din po. Kaya po, okay lang po sa akin yung punishment, pero focus po tayo sa strength, sa positive. So that's positive discipline. So rather than punishment, ano po ibibigay natin? Discipline and sometimes rewarding. Reward also has a negative connotation because they go for what the reward would be. Especially if the rewards becomes big in amount and valuable. Na nagiging masyadong materyoso naman po ang mga bata. So, positive discipline lang po tayo. Not too much, but not too small. Kailangan po, alam po natin yun. At kaya po tayo dapat magpasalamat sa homeschooling kasi po sa bahay, sa dami ng oras natin ngayon, mas nakikita po natin. Ngayon po, nakukwenta ko na po lahat kung sino po sa mga kasama ko po sa bahay talaga ang mapahinga. At binavalue po niya yung special nutrition sa katawan. And that's very important for you to know because you see that there is something that they get, that they earn, they gain. Okay? So next po. Yan. Naku, madami po makakasagot dito sa mga teachers. Marami din po sila niyan eh. Okay, thank you din po sa pakikinig at panonood. Ngayon, sige po. Ini-enjoy po ba ninyo ang ating mga palaro? Okay, so the first part of the box shows metric measurements, mga sumusukat ng mga metro or inches. Ang sumunod po, nagbibigay ng mga Tolman sign language. That's what we call that in psychology. And then the other one, how to play chess. And then yung isa, nagpapa-beautiful na Barbie doll. Hindi. Game of Thrones pala po yan. Tinitignan ko lang po kung gising po kayong lahat. Okay, ano po yan? Anong meron dyan? Rules. It is very important we have rules in the house so that learning can take place. Kapag po walang rules at lahat ay flowing, spontaneity goes, it does not allow learning to set in because they are not able to see what is to be learned. Rules set what's right, what's wrong. Rules and boundaries, clear and fair rules, help children and teenagers feel safe when lots of things in their lives are changing. Ano po ba yung nagbago ngayon? Nawalan ng eskwela. Nawalan ng mga kaibigan ang mga anak natin na nakikita. Ang mga kaibigan po nila, ka-chat, ka-call, ka-games. Kung hindi po natin uunawain ito at magsistick lang po tayo sa roots na hanggang ganitong oras ka lang pwedeng mag-cellphone, wala na po silang ibang pwedeng kuhanan ng interaction. Mahirap na mahirap po yun. If you involve your child in making the rules, she'll be more likely to stick to them. Negotiating rules with your child is also a way of showing that you respect her growing up. Meron pong video na naipalabas doon na kapag po meron tayong i-correct, iuupo po natin ang mga anak natin and to listen. Next slide. Family relationship is one of the best that would foster to cultivate learning. Share and make memories together. Mag-selfie-selfie, videos, game, meron po kami movie nights na tinatawag. Make time to talk to them about their individual and family successes. For example, you could try going around the table of family meals. O ikaw ngayon ng toka, magbibigay ka ng storya. Ano ang success story mo today? Or establish, maintain family rituals. Yun po nakita ninyong egg hunting. Ang ritual po namin dyan, sila po ang gagawa ng egg na i-hunt po nila. Tapos nag-judge lang po ako kung sino yung pinakamaganda. Okay? Yan, 4 picks pa rin po. Naku, ang dali nito para sa inyo. Gustong-gusto po niyo yan. Kaya lang, marami na po tayo niyan ngayon. Kaya medyo parang hindi na po natin kailangan masyado yan. Ano po yan? Sitting pretty. Yan. Relax po. Relax. Why is relax an important factor in cultivating learning at home? At home nga po tayo. Kaya dapat po, may time to relax ang mga bata. Hindi all the time pinapag-aral mo siya. Ay, may plenty of time, pagawa ko to. Ay, may plenty of time, pagawa ko to. Ay, paaralin ko siya ng... Huwag naman po ganon. Bigyan din po natin sila ng time, ng me time. Kahit po 3 years old ang anak natin, napupuno din po sila. They also get overwhelmed. Relax, rest, and rejoice. Prayer and flexibility are keys to overcoming stress and inspiring a love of learning in your kids. As you pray, God will give you peace. Alam niyo po, kanina po na nagpe-pray yung apo ko, sabi ko, relax lang, binubulungan ko po siya. Para nasa activity po siya ng praying. So she knows she needs to relax. Allowing to rest and relax, take a deep breath, enjoy your kids, love learning. Okay. Tapos na po tayong mag-connect. Tapos na po tayong mag-4 pictures in 1 word. Choose the best answer po tayo ngayon. You have a 3-year-old child in the house. And gusto mo po siyang matuto. And then nag-set na po kayo ng isang time in a day na mag-aaral po kayo. Ano po ba ang masusunod? Yung ayaw po ng anak nyo, yung gusto ninyo, o ano po mangyayari? Choose the best answer. In occasions that a schedule has been set, a rule has been fixed, and the child is not and he doesn't want. Do we let the kids decide? Do we let the parents decide? Or no one decides at all? For a child of 3 years old, intelligence starts to be formed. Yan po yung unang-unang time na pwede na pong i-IQ test ang bata. But that's not enough yet for them to decide at that very age. Kaya po yung sitwasyon binigay ko po, dapat po dyan, letter B, parents decide po dyan. Okay? But, take into consideration the other factors that we have discussed in an earlier slide. Okay. Second slide po para sa choose the best answer. Okay. Ngayon po, na pandemya, meron po kayong mga kasama sa bahay na dati ay hindi mo naman kasama sa bahay. Ibig sabihin po, nakikita lang kayo sa umaga at sa gabi or sa weekends. And we have rules. Pero nag-iba ang mundo. Ano po ang dapat natin gawin? Magkakaroon po ba tayo ng freedom in planning the things that we will do? O susundin lang po natin sinasabi na freedom of the press? O we just allow boredom to set in? Kasi maaaring hindi lang po preschooler ang kasama natin ngayon. I wanted us to be very practical nowadays. Our answer should be freedom in planning. Letter A. Kailangan po open po tayo na may masasabi ang bawat anak natin sa kung anong mangyayari. Okay, next slide po. Okay, ito na po yung summary ng lahat. To cultivating the love to learning by way of art, keeping and updating with technology, loving, fun, happiness. Bakit po natin kailangan lahat yan? Kasi gusto natin matuto. And as a parent, teacher, guardian, you are the major provider of your child's education from birth through adolescence. You guide the development of her character and mental health and help form the foundation from which she'll develop lifelong attitudes and interests, all because your home is a primary environment in which your child's potentials and personality will take shape. It's important to make sure that you create a positive, open atmosphere that will not only support what goes on in the classroom, but will also instill the desire to learn. Next slide, please. It is through your love and encouragement that your kids will become motivated. You love and encourage them. Una, ginagawa nila yan first to please you and then to please themselves. This leads to self-confidence, curiosity, the enjoyment of mastering new tasks, and other healthy attitudes, all of which contribute to successful learning. But unless you are homeschooling, you will not be the one to teach them. You teach them not only the science or geography. And while it's true that all of the facts, skills, and concepts your children learn at school are influenced by what you do at home, your child's education is equally impacted by the relationships you form with teachers. Building an effective relationship with the teacher is a critical task. Kaya po kung nag-homeschool po ang anak ninyo pero may teacher po nagtuturo sa Zoom, we have to coordinate with them. And like you, every teacher wants to achieve this goal. Tama ba, teacher? Para ka din pong nanay at tatay sa iyong mga student. As with any relationship, mutual respect, the ability to listen, and lots of communication form the foundation. Next slide. Okay po. Natuto po ba tayo? Did you learn something? Can you please type in, state what you learned? Did you have fun? O ako lang po yung nag-enjoy. Ako lang po yung nagkaroon ng fun. Was it easy? Just type it in. Next slide, please. Evaluation ko lang po yan sa akin. In a capsule, homeschooling is basically good. Kinreate po yan ni Holt at ni Moore para sa mabuting gawi. It fosters learning, everything in life at home, from home, for the home. There really is no place like home. So COVID or no COVID, let us go on learning while feeling good at home. Next slide, please. Thank you for listening. Aloha. I love you all. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Chat, for this very enlightening evening that you had with us. So, Ma'am Chat, let's now proceed with the question and answer portion po.
Okay.
Okay po. Ma'am Chat,
Yes.
first question we have here from Miss Shin Delio. Ma'am, how do we choose if punishment or reward must be given to the child?
Okay. Thank you for that question po, Ma'am Shin. That's exactly why I did not put punishment or reward. I wanted you to just focus on positively disciplining. Kung tama po ang ginawa niya, we can go to the praises, compliments, na which is even better for our children to hear kasi po ito ay naka-gear towards them. And we wanted them to stay out of the materialism that is highly encouraged by the environment nowadays. I'm so sorry, but talaga pong nagiging materyoso na po ang mga bata ngayon. Kaya di po ba kahit batang elementary, madunong na po sila mag-order sa Shopee. Mag-save up po sila. That's a good thing. Because they save up. Pero nagiging materially inclined po sila. They get something. Let's increase the likelihood of putting the strength on something that we need. Let's go back to the basics. Balik po tayo doon para po mas okay. Yeah, I hope I answered the question. Reward is good if we see the connection of why we are rewarding and keep it to a small amount, not too big that they will just aim for rewards. And punishment can still be given if a wrong action has been done, provided the child is able to connect the punishment is done on the wrong action and not to the child himself. The wrong thing that is connoted by a punishment is galit siya sa akin. Hindi po doon sa ginawa. We have to be very clear. Kaya po, instead of reward and punishment, I wanted you to focus on positive discipline. Just like what we do with homeschooling, we do positive education. Ganun po. I hope I answered the question po.
Okay po. Thank you so much, Ma'am Chat. Next question we have here from Miss Helen Cruzon. Ma'am Chat, I am a single mom. How to
Okay.
engage my children who are in different ages, grade 2 and grade 7?
Yan. Thank you for that question po. Na, ito po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, may mga anak po tayo na iba-iba po ang generation. If you wanted to be guided, we can use the materials set by Vibal or something that you can get from the internet. Pero as a mother, mararamdaman mo po, yung grade 2 mo po has an ability set for that group. And your 7-year-old has an ability set for that group, for that age group. But that doesn't mean they cannot combine. Say for example, manonood po kayo ng movies. Magtatanong ka po, ano ang napulot mo sa pelikulang iyan? Ang sasabihin niyan, ang saya po. Ang sasabihin naman ng isa, may lesson po na wag daw po maging. You will see that they saw it on the perspective that they are in. So you can make them get involved in something similar, but remember that their reaction, their perception of things are two different perspectives. Si grade 2 would be reacting as a grade 2. Do not expect that grade 2 to react like a grade 7. In the same manner as the grade 7 cannot be. But remember this, ang sabi po, my good partner was telling me, you cannot ask or you cannot expect a fish to climb trees. Meron pong kanya-kanyang ability ang bata. May kanya-kanya pong interest. Kaya hayaan po natin sila doon. Kaya kung mahusay po siyang mag-express in words, allow them to be, encourage them. But kung mas maganda siya mag-express sa pagsulat, then let it be. Parang gano'n lang po. So, sana po nasasagot ko po ang tanong niyo po.
Okay po, Ma'am Chat. Then for our last question for tonight, this is from Miss Ann Castor. Ma'am, since we are in virtual mode, how can we possibly set parameters in terms of persuading them in learning?
Okay, that's a good one. Now that we have turned into a virtual learning, especially for preschoolers, mapapansin po ninyo na may mga bagay po na virtually stimulating for them. Use that. If they cannot follow instructions, then you bring what you see in the virtual in the actual. Kaya po, yung pong mga nag-homeschool, ang teacher po ay pinapagaya po sa mga mami kung ano po yung ginagawa. Kaya the virtual world is brought into the exact word, the world. Ito mismo. Nakita ko si teacher ano po ba yung ginawa ni teacher? Gawin mo din po para makita din niya. I'm not saying that you become exactly what the teacher is, pero you get something from what the teacher is doing that you can bring. Parang kino-convert mo po yung kakayahan ng bata sa kung ano yung tinuturo ng teacher. The virtual environment serves as your basis, but it's not the only thing. You're being there, you being the parent, kahit ano pa man, ikaw po yung pinakamadaling stimulus para sa anak mo. Always remember, the connection that you have with your child is a connection that no one has. So if there's anything that you need to communicate, it's through your being the person you are to your child. Kaya po, the virtual is only a venue, but it's not all to learning.
Okay po, thank you so much, Ma'am Chat. And that's all the questions that we have tonight to be addressed. For the other questions in the
Thank you
comment
po.
box, we'll just have them addressed through the comment box as well. So, Ma'am Chat, before we end the session this evening, do you have any final reminders or final words for our viewers po?
Okay, so to everyone na sabi ko nga po, COVID or no COVID, dapat po ang home po natin ay lugar para matutuhan nila ang lahat ng bagay. Allow them to become the persons they want to be a teacher, be the priest, because our home is no longer just a place for them to be in, but a place where they do everything in life. So let's keep it happy, fun, and loving. That's all.
There we have it. In behalf of Vibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank our distinguished speaker for this evening, Ma'am Chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you po for the opportunity. Salamat po. Salamat.
Thank you po, ma'am. And of course, to all our Kavibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our daily learning sessions. We'll see you again tomorrow for another FB live session in celebration of our National Children's Books Month. And of course, we'll see you also to the other webinars and learning sessions we will have next week. Muli po, magandang gabi sa ating lahat. Happy weekend, everyone, and thank you so much.
Thank you.